What are the points on the unit circle that you need to know? I'm going to break it to you. It's not memorizing the whole unit circle. Okay. All I want you to do is focus on 7 points. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what those 7 points are and how you can easily remember them. But before we get into that, let's just kind of do a quick review or understanding of what the unit circle is. The unit circle is basically a circle on our XY axis. All right. And it's going to look something like this. It's going to be pretty bad, but we'll see if this form, there we go, looks a little bit better, right? Okay. So we have the origin. Let's actually center that. Perfect. Okay. So we have this point, right, which we know is going to be 0, 0. Now, the interesting thing about the unit circle, because it's dealing with the unit as unit 1. So the distance from our origin to any point on this unit circle is simply going to be 1. So what that means is this point is going to be 1, 0. This point is going to be 0, 1. This point is going to be negative 1, 0. And this point is going to be 0, negative 1. And ladies and gentlemen, guess what? You have now just found the top 4 points on the unit circle that I want you to know. You're like, that was really easy, right? Yes, but I can't tell you how many times students will get like knee deep into understanding the unit circle and they forget these 4 points. Do not forget these 4 points. Okay, you need to know these. And these are really, really important, especially once we get into graphing trigonometric functions. These are the only 4 points that I help my students with to understand what a graph looks like. Like you can do everything with these 4 points. So please make sure you know them. It kind of seems obvious at the beginning of the video, but trust me, students will forget them. Now, these are the points on your circle, but what are the angles that relate to these? All right, now I'm going to stick with radians in this case, because I know some students, once they understand degrees and they always want to stay with degrees. So let's go and dive into a little bit of radians to understand how these what angles these points relate to. So to understand radians, we need to draw a radius. So from our center, we're going to draw a point here to the unit circle. Now, again, we know that this point is going to be 1. But if I was to take this radius, right, which is rigid, and I was to make it malleable and wrap it around the circle, it would wrap from here to here. Okay. Now, if I was to take a line and I was to rotate it from here to here, the measure of that distance is what we call 1 radian. So we'd say theta is equal to 1. Now, if I was to take this radius again and wrap it again around the circle, it'd probably take me over to here. And again, if I was to rotate this line from here to here, that'd be what we call 2 radians. We'd say theta is equal to 2. And I could do it 3 times and it'd get really, really close to halfway around the circle. And I always tell my students, wouldn't it be great if halfway around a circle was perfectly 3 radians wrapped halfway around a circle? And I'd be like, yeah, that'd be so great. But unfortunately, guys, it's not. There's this little extra right here, which is 0.14159, keeps on going on forever. And then most students understand, oh yeah, I remember, that's pi. And that's exactly it, guys. To rotate a ray from here to halfway around a circle is going to be what we call pi radians. Okay, so that is going to be pi radians. Now, why is that important? Why is that helpful? Well, if I say the angle pi, we know the point that corresponds to on the unit circle is going to be negative 1, 0. And then if you take half of the circle and you rotate it halfway, you could say this angle, which would be roughly be equal to 90 degrees, would be pi halves. So if we're going half, 2 halves, which would be pi, and then add another half, this angle right here, from here, rotating from this direction to this direction, would be a 3 pi halves. And then all the way around the circle, add 1 more half, and you could say, if I was to rotate all the way around the circle, that is simply going to be a 2 pi, okay? So you want to make sure you understand not only the points on the unit circle, but the angles that they are going to correspond to. So those are the 4 essential. You got to make sure you know those. But then students start getting overwhelmed because then their teacher shows them the whole unit circle. And I don't know about you, but comment down below. Have you had to make the unit circle on like a paper plate? When I first started teaching precalculus, that was like the activity we used to do. And we used to do it for like winter break. And I was a new teacher, so I didn't really know what I was doing. And that's what the other teachers in my department told me to do. So I did it and students made it. And I don't know, they would make it like look nice and stuff like that. But once I started teaching precalculus, I'm like, why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting the students' time doing this? I don't want you to memorize the unit circle. Once you know these 4 points, you're halfway there. The way to get to the other half is to know these 3 points. And that's it. Okay, so let's start with the easy one, which is going to be half of 1/2, which is basically going to be a pi over 4. So we'll say from here over here is that's the angle of pi over 4. Now, how do we figure out what exactly this point is? Now, pi over 4 actually relates to 45. And if you remember anything about geometry, when we have a right triangle with a 45-degree angle and a 90-degree angle, that creates what we call a 45-45-90 triangle. Now, I'm not going to spend time on this video being able to show you where these side lengths come in and go through it. It's interesting and it's important to know. But if I have my radius of equal to 1, the relationship of the 45-45-90 triangle for my legs is simply going to be square root of 2 over 2, comma, square root of 2 over 2. That's what you just need to know. And just memorize it. Know that point. Pi over 4, which looks really horribly written. Pi over 4 is simply going to be, or that angle is going to be a pi over 4. All right, I'm just going to leave it without the angle because it's going to get messy. Now let's go and deal with the other angles or other special right triangles that we have. Well, we have a 30-degree angle. And again, if that's 30 and then this is 90, we have a 30, 60, 90-degree triangle. And again, with the radius of being 1, how we're going to manipulate our sides, the relationship for our long leg and our short leg is simply going to be a square root of 3 over 2, comma, 1/2. And then if we look at a 60, 90 angle, or a 60, 30, 90 triangle, again, we're going to get the exact same relationship. It's just the side lengths are now going to be swapped. So this would be a 1/2, comma, square root of 3 over 2. So ladies and gentlemen, take a look at it. These are those 7 points that you need to know. Now you might be saying, Ms. McLogan, I saw my teacher showed me all these other points. Like, how can I use these only 7 points to be able to evaluate for any triangle or any angle on the unit circle? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all going to come into reference angles, because the important thing about knowing these triangles is you can apply reflections to get other angles, right? I can reflect this across the y-axis. I can reflect it about the x-axis, and I can reflect it about the origin. And so what that's going to do is that's going to give me all these multiple values of 45 degrees, right? So we have 45 degrees. You could add 45 to 90, which would give you a 135, right? And so all the angles in multitudes of 45s we can now create. And we can do the exact same thing with 30s, okay? And all we simply need to do is, again, do this, that's 60 degrees, is do this relationship. And when you start creating these triangles, what you recognize is all of these other angles can be represented as reflections of our other angles. And the important thing is what the reference angle is going to allow us to do is to be able to use the reference angle is going to be the acute to positive angle between your triangle and the x-axis. So the reference angle, you can see, it looks really crazy now, but all I did was I just took our special right triangles and I just rotated them and reflected them to be able to represent now a new angle. And that reference angle, when we evaluate with the reference angle, it's going to be the exact same as our standard angle that we're trying to find. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can just focus on knowing these 3 points and the angles that they correspond to, which again is going to be theta equals pi over 3, theta equals pi over 4, and theta equals pi over 6, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, as well as these coordinate points, then ladies and gentlemen, you are all that you need to know to be able to evaluate the unit circle. But I get it. This is not just a video about using the unit circle. If you want something where I go a little bit more in depth or some practice that you can use for evaluating angles on the unit circle, then check out my description down below where I'll have some worksheets as well as some extra videos, or you can check out the next video I have for you here.